Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Friday. Hurrah! Are you looking forward to Friday? It's looking suspiciously at me. Welcome to a very damp, grey southeast England this morning. Pretty miserable out there. You didn't want to go out this morning, did you? Didn't like going out in the rain. Too wet out there. As always, if you are watching, do please say a good morning in the comments. Good morning, Angela. There, nice, bright and early. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Leslie. Good morning and welcome to Friday. Good morning, Jay. Good evening, Sephora. Good morning, Kerry. Lots of lovely people here already. Thank you so much for joining me, even if it is raining. Good morning, Jane. Gonna say good morning to people? No, he's a bit meh this morning, aren't you? For those of you that can't see, under the blanket, the dog Eric is under there. Good morning, Emma. Good morning, Kath. Equinox blessings to you too. Angela, damp and dreary here in France too. Oh.
We didn't have any rain for a long time and we complained.
No, we didn't have any rain for a long time. We did moan about it. Yeah, now the garden's going, hurrah! Good morning, Sarah. Sephora, been raining here too. Spring equinox and spring equinox blessings to you, Sephora. Good morning, Luna. Jane says, good morning, blanket. Yeah, he is under there. Good morning, Christine. You right there? I think he's sulking because it's raining. We had to actually physically take him outside this morning because he didn't want to go out there. Me standing in the garden with umbrella for the dog, but there you go. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Xenia. Love your unseen university hoodie. Yeah, bit of Pratchett this morning. Maria, morning. Left my towels outside, which are wet again. Oh no, they would be very soggy out there this morning. Good morning, Kerry. Equinox blessings to you too. Sephora, no tail wagging. No, he's just kind of sitting there at the minute. Just, yeah. You right there, Eric? Yeah, I think he's sulking because of the rain. Well, you don't blame him. Yeah, it is wet out there and very grey. And of course, the official autumn equinox today, the actual equinox date today, which is what inspired the subject for today. I'm nothing if not inventive. Good morning, Marianne. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Karen. Sat at Alderley Edge in the sunshine and mist. Equinox blessings to you. That sounds very magical, Karen. Good morning, Elise. You're not going to say good morning at all? No, he's not. No, he's not. Maria, like your hair. Have you put it up in a bun? Yes, it's on top of me head. When it's really long like this, it does get on my nerves quite a lot. So it quite often gets shoved up on top of my head. Thank you. Christine, stood out in Mother Nature this morning in my PJs and dressing gown. Got soaked, but the dogs enjoyed it. Yeah, I was out there this morning, but I did have an umbrella. But that was mainly to cover Eric. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Karen. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So it is Emma, blessed autumnal equinox. Oh, I'm going to struggle saying that today, aren't we? We've got some sun where I am, but a bit chilly. It is, isn't it? The last few weeks have been first thing in the morning, last thing at night, have been that kind of nice, crisp chill to the air, first thing in the morning, last thing at night. Much as I enjoy having a bit of summer, autumn is my thing. It's lovely, apart from today when it's raining, but you know, you've got to have that balance. Claire, stood barefoot outside early this morning. It's now raining here in Suffolk for the first time in a long time. Yes, we did complain about not having rain, so we can't complain about it now. Yes, so autumn equinox today. So that's what we're going to talk about. So how do you celebrate your autumn equinox? Do you do anything in particular?
Kitchen witch ritual.
There's, thank you, prompting. The Kitchen Witch Ritual, online ritual, on Sunday, 7 o'clock, Kitchen Witch Coven Facebook page and Kitchen Witch Coven YouTube channel. We will be doing our autumn equinox ritual, and we've got a fab craft to do in the spell work as well. Myself and the lovely Kitchen Witch team. So how do you celebrate? What do you do? Do you do anything in particular? Do you eat anything in particular? Because, it's us, so we've got to talk about food. Any thoughts on it, basically? Jane says raining in Romford too. Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Charlie. Super sunny and crisp in Shrewsbury. Never been to Shrewsbury. Have been to Romford. Karen, there's a hole in the ground and all. Now I'm singing. There's a Bernard Cribbins, hole in the ground, and all the mist coming out of it looks like nature's cauldron. Oh, fantastic. Emma's joining me on the big TV so Mum can watch too. Hello, Emma's mum, but big TV, no. Would have put on more makeup. Sarah, my birthday a couple of days later, so always a bit of celebration cake. Well, yeah, any excuse for cake, but happy birthday for your birthday. Jane, time to visit the apple tree and see what bounty it's produced for our freezer. Apple is a very, very symbolic of the autumn equinox, isn't it? Elish, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Bought in my lemon trees and houseplants yesterday. Yeah, it's time to sort of start tidying up the garden, preparing it, isn't it, for the winter? Good morning, Sherry. Karen says, beautiful morning in Neath, South Wales. I'm on holidays visiting my dad, so celebrations will be a bit different this year. Nice to be visiting your dad, though. Maria, I'm going to change my altar as I gathered leaves and more acorns and twigs to decorate. Probably going to make a beef stew today. Yum. Like a beef stew. Yeah, I picked up some conkers a couple of days ago. Some nice big fat conkers. They would be good for actually playing conkers, wouldn't they? They'd be brilliant. Got some nice ones there. We've got a tree just around the corner from us. Hello. You're right there. Got a tree just around the corner from us with all the conkers on. They've thrown them all over the road. So a lot of them got squished. Let's get some of these up. Claire, I like to plant a new plant to celebrate the harvesting. I like to bring nature indoors. Conifers, acorns, twigs, and I start to bring in some of my plants. Yeah, it is that time, isn't it? Oh, Jane, our garden is now 100% dandelions. Don't know where to start. Yes, the front of our house. We cleared it and tidied it a few weeks ago and put some sand down in between the paving slabs because they're getting a bit old now. And apparently dandelions love to grow in sand because we now have a dandelion forest out there in the sand.
Special sand for
Special sand, yeah. Sephora, sounds like Pete might have to do mulled wine this morning. Or mulled spider from last week. Very autumnal. A bit early in the day for mulled wine. But coffee would be nice, thank you. Dandelion tea. Ooh, yuck. Yeah. Jane, we know it's autumn now. I found my first big spider in the bath last night. Yes, it is that season, isn't it? Make biscuits. Oh, yeah. Could make some biscuits. Maria, that's a good idea. I have flapjacks. I did make some flapjacks. Christine, I have sewn a string filled with autumn leaves and little red bells, now hung in my hallway, and also hung a leafy hang filled with apples and pears onto the stairs. Looks quite festive. Tidied my fireplace to decorate today, and I shall be eating cake later. I knew you wouldn't let us down, Christine. The decorations sound amazing. Definitely sound amazing. Good morning, Tess. Rachel says, tree planting season for me. Louise, love your hoodie. Yes. Yep. Discworld Emporium, if anybody would like one. So I think perhaps, let's cover the elephant in the room first. I like elephants, but it's a bit of a small room for elephants. So with the autumn equinox and the title of Mabon, The modern Wheel of the Year that we recognise, that most of us work with, was originally based on the Celtic festivals, which covered Samhain, Imbolc, Beltane and Lughnasadh. Solstices and equinoxes were added, and some of them even given new names, in the 1970s. That's when the Wheel of the Year that we use now was created. So it's not ancient, the wheel that we work with at the moment, but it works. So the name of Mabon was given to the autumn equinox in the 1970s by the author Aidan Kelly, with reference to the god, and I apologise for pronunciation, Mabon ap Modron, from the Welsh mythology. He thought that it kind of tied in with the autumn equinox. Most people can't see the reference, and I'm not sure there is one particularly, but there you go. That's where the name Mabon came from. I don't care what you call it. I'm not going to jump on people for calling it whatever they want to. I think it's your pathway. You call it what you want. But in the modern Wheel of the Year, it is called Mabon. The factual planetary name is autumn equinox because that's what it's doing. So it's up to you. But if you want to call it the season of falling leaves, or the celebration of karate spiders' webs, I don't care. Call it what you want. It is the kind of point where autumn starts to creep in. It is kind of wrapping up the end of summer, and it is when autumn comes in. But it is a time of balance. So that's what it is. But you call it what you want. I don't think it's fair to judge people for what they call it, or tell people they're wrong for calling it whatever they want to call it. Whatever way you look at it, the Wheel of the Year from the 70s had the name Mabon on it, and lots of people use it. So there you go. Take your pick, really. There are far more important things in the world to worry about. Jane says, you can roast dandelion roots to make something like Camp Chicory coffee. I have tried it. I did not like it. But I'm not a big coffee drinker, so but a lot of the health food shops do sell it. Karen says, the rising sun has just popped up over the ridge of the woods. I will be walking there later to collect some bits for my mobile altar. Perfect. Sarah, thank you for the birthday wishes. You're very welcome. Mead and thanks. There's always room for mead. Apples from the tree, conkers in my parents' garden, cinnamon with apples, mum's apple crumble. Yes, I shall be making a fruit crumble today because, well, why not really? But because it's a good idea. Xenia found a lot of buckeyes. That is the other name for conkers. We call them conkers in the UK, but they're also called buckeyes, which is a good name actually. And their coverings just in the city, not picked up by the children yet. I'm not sure children do play with conkers anymore, do they? We were explaining it to a teenager son as we walked past the other day. We were explaining playing conkers. He said we were very sad. I know, do children still play with conkers? Probably not. Had no time before as I had a visitor for 2 weeks, but now I'm picking up the fruit of the autumn and leaves. Yeah, it is. The trees are starting to turn now as well, aren't they? Good morning, Tony. Blessings of the equinox to you too. Good morning, Harbinger. Janet's looking at buckeyes this weekend. Buckeyes is such a good name. Good morning, Trudy. I've heard that too, Sarah. Spiders apparently don't like conkers, so collect them and put them on the windowsill. Definitely. I haven't tried it. Try it, let us know. Good morning, Hayley. Good morning, Helen. Jane, it's weird how summer ends suddenly and we turn a corner to find autumn in our faces. It is, isn't it? But it's that weird time of the year where I was cold yesterday morning, so I put a cardigan on. I went outside and it was boiling hot. So it's one time when you really don't know what to wear at the minute because it's all can be cold, can be warm. One of those things. Emma, not seen any conkers near us this year. Light to dark equinox is what I remember it by. That's nice. Tess, There are 6 planets in retrograde right now. Yeah, they're challenging us at the moment, aren't they? Until the beginning of October, including Mercury. So nothing's feeling very balanced at the moment. All feels like balance still not here yet. Yeah, it's been a weird few weeks, really. I think particularly in the UK, with things being all turned upside down with old Queenie, bless her. It kind of put a different energy out there, I think, and people are still kind of picking up from that. Yeah, it's definitely not quite right, is it? I know what you mean. But yeah, the planets don't help, do they? Christine, to me, I think it's cornucopia time. That's a good word too. Harvest of maize going on at the moment. Apples and pears in abundance. Harvesting my Mrs. Burns lemon basil. Yes, it's called that. Brilliant. Yes, I have had fresh corn on the cob in my Riverford weekly veg box the last couple of weeks too. Love a bit of corn. Xenia. Yes, feels weird. I'm not ready for the cold season. Also looking forward to Halloween time. It's funny, isn't it? I've written a couple of blogs in the past about the autumn equinox. I sometimes feel it gets a little bit overlooked. I think we move from summer, and as soon as you kind of get that crisp feeling in the air, everyone sort of jumps to, it's going to be Halloween, it's going to be Samhain soon, and let's get all the decorations out, let's do this, what are you doing for Samhain? And I think perhaps sometimes the autumn equinox gets a bit steamrollered. It's like, no, we'll get you out of the way, because what we really want is Samhain. I do feel a bit sorry for the autumn equinox sometimes, because it does feel a little bit left in the kind of cupboard. But there you go. Sephora, conkers and checks gone missing from a new generation. Yeah, what we were talking about. We went from conkers to, my teenage son couldn't get the idea of conkers at all. Marbles was the other thing we were talking about too. The children, they don't know they're born, do they? Jane, kids don't play conkers now, they just play with little devices. Their thumbs will evolve into crab claws in a few generations. Yes. But they do, don't even the little ones these days have phones and little electronic games and things. Good evening, Marie. Hayley says it's time to break out the fluffy socks. I did break my slippers back out of the cupboard, I must admit. Claire, my brother always used to conquer fight, and Grandad would drill our holes for our string. My brother used to leave my knuckles a nice shade of red. Yeah. My husband was saying that he used to bake his to make them harder. Autumn equinox blessings to you too, Patricia. Cool East Yorkshire. Autumn arrived so quickly. Yeah, it does feel a little bit this morning like we blinked and autumn arrived, just like you blink and your coffee arrives. Thank you. Jane, better put some conkers in the bath. That'll stop me dozing off. Charlie, my mum made apple and rhubarb crumble. Oh, yum. Then as she got older, she made apple and blackberry. No one's ever tasted as good. I love a crumble. Do love a good crumble. That's a point, Claire. Work's been in the school. No cockfighting, health and safety. Yeah, yes. Angela, I make my own laundry liquid from conkers. Oh, yes, I did read about that some time ago. You can make it, you can Google for the recipe, but you can make laundry liquid from conkers. Does it work though, Angela? That's the question. That's the question. Jane, planets in retrograde, that must be why I put a shelf up wonky on the wall last night. Yeah, let's blame the planets. Blame the planets. Good morning, Lizzie. Hayley says, definitely hedgerow harvest time. Oh, yes. Janet's going on a hayride this weekend if it doesn't rain. That sounds like fun. Maria, still feels summerish to me. Wanted to get cooler still. Yes, it was yesterday afternoon. It was really quite warm. Louise says, my 8-year-old has so many conkers in his bag he can barely lift it. Springtime for those of you on the southern hemisphere, it is springtime. So spring equinox blessings to you. I think it kind of it's a reflection though, isn't it? Because it is and it is the equinox. So it is about balance, just flipping it around the other way. Emma says, I think my autumn so far is wake up cold, get hot during the day, then go to bed cold. Yeah, I'm there. That's me. Got loads of autumnal veg in our odd box. Very yum. Yes, lots of nice veggies coming through now. Claire, jars and jars of marbles now, jars and jars of crystals instead now. Actually, I still have marbles. I like to use marbles in magical spellworking too. I think they work really well, but that's a whole other story. Zephora, equinox are important for gardeners, start and finish of seasons, and busy planting seeds for spring garden, and you guys are harvesting before the winter. It is that time of, it's a pivotal time, isn't it? We're moving from one into another. So there's a lot of harvesting from before and preparing for what's to come. So it is, whatever country or part of the planet you're on, it is that pivotal time, isn't it? Angela, of all the things I've ever lost, my marbles I miss the most. Oh, I'm with you there. Yeah, Christine, conkers are banned. Apparently schools considered dangerous weapons. They could hurt though, couldn't they? They could. Kerry says, conkers, marbles and jacks. Oh, jacks, we used to love playing with them. Very competitive sports, yes. Xenia, glorious coffee. It is very nice coffee. I've said it before. I'll say it again. London New Tropics is my coffee of choice. Sarah says, bonfires, marshmallow roasting or s'mores. Our old school started picking up the conkers before the kids got them. Spoil sports. Yeah, that's mean. Lizzie, this equinox has hit me rather hard. Felt really weird yesterday, so I had a PJ day. Feeling better today, but still aware of the shift, which seems big this year. Good on you for having a PJ day. We do need that self-care thing. Yeah, it's a little bit squiffy at the moment. A little bit squiffy. Charlie, love cornucopia. It's on my craft list to make one. Not sure in what. Feel the autumn equinox is overlooked too. Love it, but it's my favourite time of the year. I feel me. Yeah, we are entering season of the witch, aren't we? We really are. Sephora, Mum used to make blackberry on shortcake base topped with marshmallow. Now that sounds delicious. Be having some of that. Good morning, Cos. From a sunny dog walk. We couldn't even get Eric to go out for a pee because it's raining. Louise, have an unbelievable amount of apples and pears and figs from allotment and garden. Must make a crumble and jam today. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Good morning, Denise. Angela says it works. Okay. Conkers to make laundry liquid. Angela says it works. So anyone wants to give that a go, you can Google it. I think it's fairly straightforward. Good morning, Jackie. Back from Utah, but still a bit wobbly from the time difference, I bet. Take it easy. That's quite a journey. Janice, finally rained here. Yeah, we got lots of that this morning. Tess, love this time of year. My birthday's just after Halloween and love all the change of colours of the leaves and crisp fresh air. Don't like the dark creeping in earlier and earlier. It's interesting, isn't it, that I actually like the darker evenings. I like it's dark now, 4 o'clock. I can sit on the sofa with a book and a big cup of hot chocolate and, hunker in for the night. Yes, my birthday too. My birthday is on Halloween, so I'm with you there. Louise made hedgerow oxymel yesterday. Rose hips, haws and elderberries in apple cider vinegar. Leave for 1 month and strain. That sounds jolly good for you. Christine, 6 a.m. it's winter, 10 a.m. it's spring, 2 p.m. it's summer, 6 p.m. it's autumn. Yeah, pretty much. Jane, I've got a couple of pearly white glass marbles that I've used in magic to represent pearls of wisdom. Ah, nice, like it. Yeah, I do use marbles quite a lot in magical working, so I think they're brilliant. Maria, I went to the woods and noticed the changes, but felt more peaceful. Also good. Going out to the woods is always good for you. Janice, so grateful that it's finally cooling down. Yes. Yes. Wow, Helen has had the first frost here in the Neath Valley, Wales this week. Yeah, it's that time to start bring in the tender stuff in the garden, isn't it, just in case. So it did suddenly turn. It did feel like it. Sonia, would Eric be happier with an indoor cat toilet for rainy days? Yes, he would, but that's not going to happen. He's a dog. He can get out there and do it. Because I feel spiced apple butter in my future for making this weekend. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Maria, I was about to look that up for conkers. Yes, if you do a Google search for laundry liquid made from conkers, it's a thing. Janet's not ready for the cold, but here it comes. Yeah, bit of sunshine in the way. Maria says, what would you use that for? I'm assuming you mean the marbles. They're glass, so you can work with anything that requires fire and water that glass bring. They are spherical, so you can use them to represent the circle, the world. I sometimes use them to represent divination because they look like little tiny crystal balls. You can work colour magic because you can get marbles in all those different colours. There's lots of the sort of association magic that you can use, and they look pretty. Trudy, sweet chestnuts are out waiting in anticipation of them to open, and I'll be there to catch them. One tree in our area, so I pass it every morning on my work. Excellent. Emma, I like it when it gets darker and darker and everything changes. Mum doesn't like it because she has to walk home. Yeah, if you've got to walk home in the dark, it's not so much fun. You all right there? Yeah. Eric is now in the season of 57 blankets to keep him happy. Janice, looking forward to going up and seeing the aspens changing colour and all the animals. Love the smell of autumn. It has got its own smell, hasn't it? There's something very special about it. Jane, it's nice going down to Percival Grove in autumn and winter. There are hardly any people around, so I can hug the trees and generally spend longer there. We live very close to the ocean. We're about a 5-minute drive from the beach. We never go in the summer, so we'll start going now because there aren't any people and it's much nicer. Lizzie, I've sown some veg outdoors to see what happens. We'll keep them under fleece and keep my fingers crossed. Excellent. Give it a go. Oh, thank you. Luna has put a link there to making to the Conquer Laundry Liquid verdict. Sounds quite serious, doesn't it? Kerry, would you use marbles for keeping something as you haven't lost them? I love it. Whatever you associate with it, this is what I love about magic and using things that you work magic with. You make your own associations with them. Whatever it means to you will work for you. Brilliant idea. Angela, this is conkers. Peel them. Conkers Buckeyes. Peel them for use with a white wash, but you don't need to peel for coloured washes. Chop them. Dehydrate mine, then soak enough in a couple of washes at a time. It goes off after a couple of weeks. Cool. Very clever. Maria, I usually get looks as someone always appears when I pull out a strand of hair as thanks and place it on the tree. No, we don't worry about other people. Sephora, when do your clocks roll back? Ours go forward this weekend, so everyone will be wonky next week. It is normally October, towards the end of October, let's do that. Yeah, I don't know why they changed the clocks still. It's a bit mad. We used to change them so that people could work in the fields. It's just mad. Right, autumn equinox. So it falls between the 20th and the 23rd of September, or the 20th and 23rd of March in the southern hemisphere for the autumn equinox. It moves because it's a planetary thing and there's all other things involved in it. But today, this year, it is actually on the 23rd. Today is the autumn equinox this year. It is the point where the hours of day and night are equal. So if you hear people banging on about balance, that's why, because the hours of day and night are equal today. It also marks the second harvest of the year, which is another pivotal point. It tips over now. So very, very slightly, we get longer nights and shorter days from now on. It is a festival of balance, but I also think it's a festival of gratitude and abundance from the harvest. And I think we forget gratitude quite a lot. And I think this is a particularly nice Sabbath to work some gratitude magic, or to just do some thanks for things. Yeah. I think we're so used to asking for stuff that this is a nice point to give thanks. I'm just gonna. Are you going?
Him.
Teenagers. I don't know. Christine, peel an apple and carve in a little face, leave in a warm place, and have spooky heads by Halloween. I saw them on Facebook. They look really good and really easy to make. Cozy blankets, stews, good books, coffee, snacks, and scented candle season. I think you've just pretty much summed it up. Absolutely. Claire, I just think it's lovely to go back to inner child with the marbles. Lots of memories. Yeah, real story. I swallowed a few when I was about 5. Don't try it at home. No, don't try that at home. Lizzie, ivy can also be used as a detergent replacement. Oh, I haven't heard that one. Janet made a planter many years ago with cat eye marbles for my phone. Excellent. Are you going off to college, child? Have you got your lanyard? Have a nice day. Have you got your bus pass? Yeah. Teenagers, eh? Teenagers. Maria, trees are the only things I don't have to give a second thought of what I'm thankful for. Yeah. Tess, have tons of ivy, may have to Google that. Oh, let us know how you get on. Kerry, it's also Libra season, the sign of the scales. More balance. Oh, Jane, I loved those. Jacks and 5 stones. That was the metal jacks, and you threw them, and then you had a ball to bounce, didn't you? You threw the ball up, it bounced, and you had to pick up the jacks. Yeah, I'm doing this with actions. Love that. Thank you, Chris. Don't forget your lanyard. It's all just change again, isn't it? It's only the second week that our teenagers been going to college, so we're still getting into the routine of all that. It is definitely a bit upside down at the moment, all kind of finding different levels of things. Cause gratitude here is a 12-kilo bag of peanuts for the jackdaw fan. Yes, we bought Wednesday. We bought a sack of bird seed. The birds get through it so much. Yeah, we have bird seed, mixed bird seed, peanuts, fat balls, and Niger seeds, and we get through so much of it. Maria used to play jacks. It was fun. Janice has been busy crafting and making sawain besoms. Nice. Claire, I have 2 daughters, 17 and 13. They are hard work, moody, selfish. Think girls are harder than boys. My daughter has just left her 2nd year of college, didn't want to go anymore, wants to be out in the big crazy world. I wouldn't want to be a teenager now. I really wouldn't. Our son is 17 next month. Our daughter is 21. She's getting married in November. Yeah, I think girls and boys bring different issues. But it is getting into a new routine of things in the household, really, the different schedules and the different things. Sarah, I hope he's enjoying college. Yes, he's doing ancient history and ancient civilizations. So basically he's working with Greek and Roman history, politics, mythology. Loving that. Absolutely loving that. He's also doing geology, only because he needs geology, because he wants to be an archaeologist. He's not enjoying geology so much. There's a bit too much physics in it. Just realised I've got a sieve a bin full of compost to make way for the leaves from our massive sycamore tree. That's a job and a half. And Maria's begging to differ. I think girls and boys bring different issues, don't they? Different things. We've been lucky, really. Both of us are very good. Very proud of both of them. Cos, been crocheting, sewing critters to leave out in October for people to find. Oh, fantastic. Brilliant idea. Angela used Ivy 2. The advantage is that it's available all year, but didn't find it worked quite as well as the Conkers, but still works and it goes off quicker. I'll put what I do in the Facebook page. Angela, that would be brilliant. Thank you so much. That's very useful. Ancient history, Claire. Yeah, I must admit, I'm quite jealous of the subjects my son's taking at college. But apparently having your mum come and do the same courses as you is really embarrassing. And expensive. Tess, when I put birdseed and bird food out, I usually find the squirrels treat it as an obstacle course to see how much they can get from the feeders, literally launch themselves from tree branches to get to them. We don't actually get any squirrels here. We do get foxes in our back garden, but not squirrels. But I know they are little beggars for attacking the bird feeders. Sephora. I had to go through 2 puberties for youngest child, so have done both sides of the coin. Tough being a teen nowadays. What we got away with pre-recording devices. Oh, yes. Whew. My many years as a young farmer, I'm very pleased there were no social media in those days. Whew, such a relief. Big relief for me. I wouldn't have wanted all that across social media. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. So we are seeing the first signs of autumn, but we're still seeing sunny days. The harvests are all in full swing. It is about balance, but I think it's also about making adjustments. I think it's a good time to have a bit of a clear out. I think of it as a spring clean, but in the autumn, to have a bit of clear out, physically, mentally, spiritually, what didn't work, what you need to get rid of, and then you can kind of move forward fresh. The Anglo-Saxons called September Haligmonath. Bet I'm not pronouncing that right. It's an Old English word and it means holy month. Considered holy, perhaps, because of all the bounty we receive from Mother Earth. There are several other words that I can't even pronounce. Witumonath, meaning wood month. Gerstmonath, meaning grist month, grist being ground up grain. So all of these names refer to what's happening this month, to what's happening at this time of the year. So we flip back to the old Sabbath argument. You call it whatever you want. Call it whatever you want, whatever reflects season to you, whatever works for you. But there are lots of different names and they all reflect what's actually happening at the month, this time of the year. September, although it is now the 9th month in our calendar, was originally the 7th month in the Roman calendar. So it takes its name from the Roman word for 7, which is septem. So that's where September comes from. There, see, we've learnt stuff today. Well, I did anyway. Jane, geology includes crystallography, so that should be interesting. I think he's struggling with the actual physics of all of the bits and pieces they're all made up for. He's looking forward to the bit when they get to fossils. Trudy, I cut back herbs and lavender and made a large herb besom. Nice. But my rowan berry garland is my pride and joy, as the berries took forever to pick up, leftovers from the birds. Did ask permission to take a few from the branches though. That sounds fab, and I think we sometimes forget that too. If you are picking things from the hedgerow, if you're picking things from the garden, picking things from your trees, do ask permission first. And if you can, leave a little offering. But rowan berry garlands take ages to make, don't they? I've only got a tiny rowan tree in the garden, so there's not very many berries on it yet. I couldn't make a garland. I could probably make a bit about that big. Christine, our dogs love to eat the dropped bird seeds and nuts. I call the pickups topics. Thank you. I now have that image in my head. We actually have where our bird feeders are situated is against the fence because there's trees, so there's cover for the birds. Next door has their shed, that end, and I think there's a family of mice living in there. Well, no, there's a family of mice living in there. They are, according to my dad, wood mice. He knows all about that kind of thing. And they come out. You can watch them run out, and they pick up all the birdseed that's dropped on the floor under the bird feeders, and then they quickly run back again. So we feed the birds and the mice. Denise, I have loads of birds and a family of squirrels. So funny to watch. Fantastic. Janice, love the squirrels. Have many of them. The newest little one we have is named Peanut. It comes right up to get photographed. Excellent. Excellent. Sephora, time to be grateful for a good harvest. Good time for people to look at what's happening with the food in the world today. Absolutely. That's one of my big passions, is to eat seasonally. It so many good points to it. Eating seasonally is cheaper for a start. If you buy food that's in season, it is cheaper. If you buy food that's in season, it tastes better. Buy food that's in season, you can source it locally, so you're supporting local independence as well, which means it hasn't been flown across the world, so it's more eco-friendly. There's so many plus sides, and of course it keeps you in connection with Mother Nature, because if you're eating and know what's in season, then you're in time with the wheel of the year. You're in time in harmony with Mother Nature and what she's growing. Absolutely. Louise, really loving this time of the year. Agree with lots of the others. Candles, I make them. Oh, my hat's off to you. I tried candle making. It's very messy. Cushions, blankets, watching Merlin with my kids, and crafting autumn decorations for my silver twig tree, which I decorate for different seasons. We talked about this last week. I love the idea that people have trees for each season. I think it's a fantastic idea. Because need to get some rowan berries from my tree as well. So many things to do, and now I also need to make apple shrunken heads. Oh yes, you will find them on Google. I've seen them across Facebook. They are brilliant. Kerry, would a good spell is its balanced be when you would write what you don't want anymore, then burn, then write what you want to do? Absolutely. For spell working at this time of the year, there are so many good things that you can work with. Balance is one of them. You can work with two candles, a black one and a white one, or a blue one and a yellow one. Get the balance of the color wheel, a light one or a dark one, and then you can write the things you want to release, things that no longer serve you. Remember, when you are releasing things, remember when you are letting go of things, that we do need that balance. You don't want to banish everything from your life, but you want to replace it with good stuff as well. So if you banish lots of stuff, you leave a void, and there's nothing that loves a void more than more negative energy. So just be careful about what you want to get rid of. Things that no longer serve you is a good way of putting it. Make a list of those, and then definitely fill it with positive stuff. Never banish stuff without replacing it with positive stuff. So I would light a light and a dark candle. Dark one to get rid of what you want to get rid of, a lighter one to bring in the positive, and then you can write petitions for both. You could set fire to them, burn them, you could bury them. There's lots of ways of working it, but that's a good idea. Definitely. It's all about balance. So this time of the year, working magic for balance. It's also a good time to bring in protection. Really good time to work a protection spell. I renew my house witch bottles at this time of the year. I've got just a couple around the house to absorb negative energy and to put positive energy back out there. There is a video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to make witch bottles. I just renew them this time of the year to bring in protection for the house and positive energy. Prosperity, because of all the abundance that we've got from the harvests, this is a really good time of the year to work prosperity and abundance spells. Security, good time to just renew the boundaries around your house to bring in a bit of security and protection, magically speaking, but physically as well if you want to. Self-confidence, good time of the year to give your self-confidence a bit of a boost. Harmony comes hand in hand with balance, I think. So working spells for harmony is another good time to do that. Fertility as well, because we've got all of the abundance from the harvests. I think you can throw a bit of fertility magic in there as well. Independence, good time to work independence magic as well. Love and relationships and all of that passion stuff as well. It's also a good time of the year, again, because you're riding on the energy of the abundance of the harvest. Health, very good time to give yourself a bit of a health check and work some magic to bring in health and healing. And also, because we're building up now to Samhain, good time to start working on magic to increase or improve your psychic abilities. So there's lots of really good intents that we can work with on sort of riding on the back of the autumn equinox energy. Very good time for working magic. Sarah, love the Isle of Wight in autumn as they have red squirrels. Go to Ventnor Park or the crematorium to see them. Lovely. We generally have a lot more grey squirrels over here, don't we? Emma, Mum's making a hedgehog habitat bottom of our garden full of leaves, branches, grass and some lavender. They should be happy. It sounds fab. I might move in. Excellent. Yeah, be careful of moving stuff in your gardens at the moment because of the hedge pigs. They'll be out there. Jane, eating seasonally means things actually taste like they're meant to. Absolutely. The madness of buying strawberries in December that taste of nothing because they're totally out of season just defies all odds, really. Janice, I feel we are coming to the time when we are needing to grow our own foods. I think if you have the space and the time, then absolutely. I have in the past had an allotment. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but fantastic results from it. But if you can't, and at the moment I don't have space all the time, I support local companies. So I do get a veg box delivered each week from local companies. Doing the bit as I can. We can all do bits. You don't have to suddenly flip over a leaf or turn on a switch. I'm super eco-friendly and super organic. And there's a lot of things that come into play. There's time, there's money. You know, we're all working to a budget, particularly now with prices going through the roof. So you've got to do what works for you. So even little steps, you know, in the right direction will all help. Janice, it's good to grow our own food for so many reasons. Putting our own good energy into our food is vital. Absolutely. I think that is the case with even if you don't grow your own foods, it's knowing where they came from. It is being mindful whether the item has been shipped across the planet or, you know, grown by the farmer in the next, 10 miles away. So it's just being a bit mindful. Maria, watched Sleepy Hollow the other day. Always feels right to watch now. Yeah, definitely the right time of year for it. And it'll be time to crack out Practical Magic and Hocus Pocus and, then Rocky Horror, if you haven't done so already. Louise, I am so happy I found this lovely group. Oh, bless you. Could cry with gratitude knowing there are people who feel things exactly the same as me. Oh, we're all in this together, Louise. We are all in this together. One of the main, whatever the word is, one of the main things that we as Kitchen Witch want to do is to make sure that people don't feel alone and that make sure that people feel supported. Whether you are a student at the school or whether you are a member of the group, we're here. If we can help, then reach out and we will do whatever we can to help. But this group is fantastic. It must be coming up for 3 years now, nearly, that I've been doing these talks, 2.5 anyway. And I started them at the beginning of lockdown. so that I didn't feel so disconnected from everybody. And it has grown to be such an amazing group of people. And I feel like you guys are all best mates, and it's fab. And I know a lot of you guys have made friends with each other and made connections with each other as well, which is amazing. And, you know, long may it continue. We're all in our own little individual boats, but we're all in the same ocean. So if we can support each other, then it's a good one as far as I'm concerned. Thank you, Louise. Maria, fold the petition that you want to get rid of away from you and the other towards yourself. Absolutely. So got a note here. This is things I'm finishing up a manuscript for Llewellyn, so I've got notes all over the place. Yes, write your petition. Fold the paper away from you to release. Fold the paper towards you to bring the good stuff in. Thank you, Maria. Christine, house blessings are changed in my house this time of the year. Perfect. In fact, that has given me an idea what to do today. Balance herbs, I'm open to suggestions. I might just have a list here for you. Ta-da! See, it's because I've been working on the book manuscript. I've got them to hand. Herbs for balance. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Obviously, if anyone else has got any suggestions, chuck them in the comments and I will share them. Here we go. Balance. Okay, so herbs for balance. Alyssium, chamomile, dill, elm, holly, honeysuckle, patchouli, rue, witch hazel, and woodruff. That's the herbs. Have we got any foods? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Balance. Balance. Oh, you might not like these. Foods for balance. Licorice. I love licorice, but I know it's a love or hate one. Mushrooms and oysters. The first two fine. The last one, oysters are salty snot. I'm sorry, there is no other way of describing them, but apparently they're good for balance. Hopefully that's helped, Christine. I can type them in the comments afterwards if you didn't catch them, but there you go. Herbs for balance. Hopefully that's helpful. Janice, this weekend we are putting protection wards around our property and burying some obsidian on the perimeter as well. It's a really good time of the year. That was Eric. Really good time of the year to renew your security and your boundaries and your protection on your house. Perfect. Jane, the witchy room is very nearly finished now, so I'll clean and smudge it in time for Samhain and start filling it with positive witchy energy. Sounds perfect. It is a good time of the year. I'm going to set up a new altar today. Now, this is very random. We've been watching Doctor Who with our teenager. I'd seen a few of them. I hadn't seen all of them. We're working our way through them. Anyway, there is one episode where they are in Pompeii. And it shows you the Roman family with a house altar, household altar to the house spirits. And I've been working with Genus Loci for a while, the spirit of place. So I'm going to set up a household altar. Probably not with a little TARDIS on it like Doctor Who had, but it reminded me that I needed to do that. So that's what I'll be doing today, other than finishing the book manuscript because the deadline's looming. Good morning, Margie. Janice, I always work in my manifesting journal and I do work with my guides and angels as well. We are, of course, coming up to Samhain, where the veil between the worlds is thinnest. But if you work with spirit, I think, you work with them anyway. So Sephora would be a good time to prepare herbs for winter wellness. Dried rosemary, lemon rind, sage, etc. Have it all there to combat winter chills and ills. If you have a look at the Kitchen Witch blog, the very lovely ladies, Ness, Heather, Sue, they make cordials and tinctures and all that jazz. I don't. I rely on them gifting me something that they've made. So there are recipes on the Kitchen Witch blog if you want things for elderberry cordial tonic and things like that. Do have a look at the Kitchen Witch blog. Tess, which herbs would be good for use in protection? There is a blog. If you look at my personal blog, there is a whole blog post on herbs for protection and ways of creating protection as well. There's a whole list of them. So have a look there, Tess. Janice, love farmers market. Farmers markets are brilliant. Yes, we have a couple local to us. Jane, the worst thing is fruit and veg that's been irradiated. So, see, if you're a Red Dwarf fan, every time I hear the word irradiated, I have to put irradiated haggis after it. If you're not a Red Dwarf fan, you will have no idea what I'm talking about. So carry on. They stay like concrete on the outside and rot from the middle out and taste of nothing. I'm amazed that after all these years, the suppliers don't have to declare that they are irradiated. It makes buying them such a gamble. I find this with bread as well. If you buy bread, supermarket bread, it doesn't go moldy like, it doesn't go stale. It goes moldy. Get that right way around. I can, my gran used to make this rock hard bread. She used to make it into breadcrumbs and make different, bread and butter pudding and things like that with it. These days, the bread doesn't go stale. It just, and it tastes like cotton wool. There must be so many chemicals in there. It's too scary to even think about. Kerry is doing the 369 manifestation. Oh, you need to explain, Kerry? I don't know what that is. Because Hocus Pocus was on here last weekend. Of course, the new one as well coming. Maria, Bram Stoker's Dracula is another one. Yeah, definitely. Claire, it's my first visit on this morning. I found Sunday's live via Ellie from Serenity Crystals was sharing. Nice. Janice, watched Practical Magic yesterday. It always feels so good to watch my favourite 4 movies. Well, it has Aidan Quinn in it. I'm all for watching anything that has Aidan Quinn in it. Leslie, felt so isolated as a witch before I met you all. Thank you. Oh, bless you. Yeah, we're here, part of this. I might be on the other side of the screen. You guys might be lots of comments flashing up. We're here for each other. Just reach out, people. Don't ever feel that you're alone. Janet, can't wait for the Vincent Price movies and the Hocus Pocus. Claire, just signed up for Disney, $1.99 a month. Only wanted it for the new release of Hocus Pocus 2. Or is it the 30th of September it comes out? There you go. Yes, I shall be watching that. Oh, Sarah, good film, Stardust. If you haven't seen that, that is a very good film. Sephora, did they ever make any of the Practical Magic series books into more films? Not to my knowledge. Angela, I miss the meetups of the UK. Wish there were like-minded people a bit nearer to me geographically. I look forward to my Friday mornings and connecting so much. And it's our pleasure to be here with you too, Angela. A couple of my books have been translated into French by Alliance Magique. I don't know if they are aware of any local groups in France. It might be worth contacting them. Oh, Christine, thanks to my shorthand course, I've got them. Yeah, shorthand. Did a whole shorthand course. Very rarely used it in my work. And I've been a personal assistant for over 30 years. I've never really used it. It's weird, isn't it? But I'm glad it worked. Yeah, oysters. Salty snot, Emma. Salty snot. Sarah, Lord of the Rings, it starts on 22nd of September with Bilbo and Frodo's birthday. Party tree scene, love it. Yes, that's the one, Maria. The Pompeii Doctor Who episode with Peter Capaldi in it playing a Roman. Yes. Janice, love watching all the Doctor Who's. We haven't watched them. My son's a big Doctor Who fan. So we've been watching them with him. Xenia, my visit and I were starting watching witchy movies and series. Hocus Pocus Part 1 and American Horror Story Coven. Some good film recommendations here. Margie, I'm cleansing my craft room today. I need to find more obsidian. If you don't have obsidian, use something else. Use your intuition and go with what you've got to hand. There will be something. Sephora, when you bury obsidian for protection, we have lifestyle blocks, so not sure how much it can protect. Just do the house and maybe main gate. I think if you are burying crystals for protection, make it like a grid. So you only need a tumblestone. Put one piece in each corner of your property and then visualize them connecting to form a grid. And then you can kind of cover the whole thing. I don't bury crystals, I just work with visualization quite often. You can visualize a ring of protection around your property. You can also use something like hot foot powder, which is literally, you can make it yourself from chili powder, black pepper, salt, mix it together, sprinkle it around your boundaries. You can draw pentagrams in the air at each window and doorway of your property. There's lots of things. There is a blog on protection. If you look at my personal blog, there is a blog on protection, and it gives you a list of suggested herbs and ways to do it. But there's lots of different ways of doing it that don't cost anything too. Christine, my chant for protection for my house. Smoke of air and fire and earth, cleanse this home and hearth, drive away all harm and fear, only good may enter here. Perfect. It's the Peter Capaldi one. Yeah, that's it. Right, Kerry, I have a 369 journal from Amazon. You write what you want to manifest, and each day you write it 3 times in the morning, 6 times during the day, and 9 times at bedtime. Started mine when it was a new moon, and will do for 33 days. Okay, interesting. Let us know how you get on with that, Kerry. Good morning, Jackie. I loved your Halloween tree, Jackie. Thank you for sharing the pictures. Oh, hang on. Dog. There you go. All right. Tess has just finished binge watching season 2 of the Fate Winx saga on Netflix, all about fairies. I haven't seen that one. I shall look that one up. Thank you. Jane, visualizing is great with people who don't have much dosh. I don't think witchcraft should cost lots of money. So visualization is brilliant. You can use it for cleansing, you can use it for protection, you can use it to even visualize spells in your head, you can use it to visualize rituals in your head. The power of your mind is huge, and visualization is totally free, and you can work all kinds of magic with it. If you want to use something physical, look in your kitchen cupboards. Herbs, spices, cleaning products, all of them can be used to work magical workings with. Look in your garden, look out on your walks. You can even weeds, even grass has magical properties. So no, yes, definitely don't need lots of money. And if you don't want to buy crystals, can't afford to buy crystals, pebbles, shells, they've all got magical properties. Sephora just had an image of our white cat Merlin finding the hot foot powder. If you have pets, do be careful what you put on the ground. And that goes for small children as well. Emma, permission to throw obsidian at our noisy neighbour for protection against noise. Oh, I'd use hot foot powder, Emma. Less likely to get you into trouble. And you don't want to waste obsidian. I'm aware we're now at an hour, but you guys are all still chatting, so we'll go with it. Jackie, great autumn movie to watch, and you can find it on YouTube, is The Dark Secret of Harvest Home. Find the whole 3-hour miniseries. It's on there divided into parts. Folk horror at its finest, and stuck with me for years after reading the book. Beware, Harvest Home. Thank you. I'm loving all these recommendations. Add that one to the list. Xenia, just discovered the other day that the second series is finally up. Might binge the first series again to know the details happen. Great series. Cool. Jane, another way of protecting your home is to put a little convex mirror in a direct line with the front and back doors. You can get them in Halfords for sticking on rear view mirrors. If anyone comes to your door with malicious intent, it gets reflected back to them. Just move aside so you're not blocking their reflection. Cool. If I have a small besom hanging upside down in my porch, and that is there to protect against negative people. Christine, started watching Pretty Little Liars. It's not what I normally watch, but I'm addicted as I want to know who A is. Keep this old witch quiet for hours. I haven't seen that one either. Sephora. We're very lucky in New Zealand. Obsidian's fairly cheap as we have volcanoes that are still active. And of course, volcanoes make obsidian. It's the heat, isn't it? Tess. Abigail Gowan was in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, filmed in Ireland. I've seen a bit of that, not seen it all. This is fashionably late. Morning, Heather. We're just wrapping up. So it is that time of the year for balance. It is that time of the year to be grateful, to be thankful for the abundance and the harvest. There are symbols, squashes, gourds, pine cones, acorns, grain, apples, pomegranates, of course, vines, seeds, cornucopias we've mentioned, and sun wheels are quite useful symbol for this time of the year as well. The garden's just sort of starting to wind down, but there's a lot of things that are still going strong. Rosemary, thyme, dahlias, asters, chrysanthemums, they're all flowering away. Time to have a bit of start tidying up, cutting back, just in preparation. Foods, bread, nuts, apples, pomegranates, root vegetables, grapes, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, oak leaves and grapes. I don't know why oak leaves are in the food. Forget I said that. And grapes twice. Just repeating myself. But it is, I think, it's a fantastic time of the year. It is that pivotal time. Harvest and dry the last of the herbs, the seeds, the flower petals. Make offerings to trees and plants. Take walks in the woods to begin to see the coming of autumn. And of course, make soups, stocks and jams. It is that time of the year. And wine, if you're into winemaking too. I shall catch the last of the comments and then we will wind it up. Susie, haven't been here for a while due to work, boo. Always love tuning in when I can. Just setting up my altar for my Mabon ritual later and listening. Love these chats. Thanks, Rachel and everyone. Thank you to you guys. You know, we're a team. We're a family. It would be pointless me sitting here talking to myself, which I do on occasion talk to myself, but it's not nearly as much fun. Xenia, because you mentioned YouTube, I love the wonderful magical Sabbath ambience videos, like the witchy ambience videos from the channel The Dead of Night. Don't know that one. We'll look that one up. Thank you, Xenia. Because altar set up later. A lot of the rest of my main stuff is in with Sawain. May just get it all out now. Yeah, I think you're not alone there, Cos. You're not alone there. Hi, Kerry. Oh, making fire cider for a yes. That's another thing to do this time of the year. Heather says the sunsets here are amazing this time of the year. Brilliant. I am, if anyone's free on Saturday, it does cost a little bit of money, but I'm doing a 3-hour workshop for the College of Psychic Studies, 2 till 5 on Saturday, this weekend, tomorrow. And it's all about the fairy realm, which is an interesting one. And of course, Sunday, the Autumn Equinox Kitchen Witch Ritual on the Facebook group, Kitchen Witch Facebook group and the Kitchen Witch YouTube channel. Free, open to everyone. If you want to do the craft, have a look at the Facebook event. It will tell you what you need. We're making witch ladders for this one. Eric is here. Hello. You're right.
He knows you're finishing.
Yeah, he's quiet today. So enjoy the autumn equinox, ride the energy. I see all of the Sabbats as a period of time. It's not just today, it's weeks. It's a few weeks beforehand, it's a few weeks afterwards, and it then runs seamlessly into Samhain. So enjoy the energy. And go with the flow, guys. And thank you so much all for joining me. Debbie, I will pop the Kitchen Witch Coven Facebook page link in just a second. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. Hello. Are you going to say hello to people? Have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully see some of you online over the weekend. Blessings of the equinox. Equinox to all of you. And Eric says, you say goodbye to everyone. Yes, but you have to let my arm go. Thank you, everyone. Take care.